Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hey guys, welcome to Creator to Creators today. Today we have a special guest,
Shelly Leatherman.
Welcome to the show, love.
Thank you. So happy to be here to join you.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes, thank you for saying yes. I'm like, finally, yes, I can have her on the show. I think you're wonderful. We met, oh my God, 6 years ago, 5?
At least 5, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, totally.
So you know, and we were on a music video set with a good friend of mine, director Stro. So I mean, you're from North Carolina originally, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're a Southern girl. Me too. I'm from Florida, so I'm from the South. Oh, I feel you. So your music career, like, how did you find your love for music? Where did that come from?
You know what's crazy about that is, like, I never thought of music, like, growing up. I was always like singing, and, like, you know, other kids would be outside playing, and I would be like with my little karaoke machine, like singing in my bedroom, trying to learn like Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey songs. But, you know, I never thought about it like as a career, or thought about it as something that like I could actually do as a job. Like, it never hit me that I could do that when I was younger. And then, you know, I got older because I didn't have anyone in my family that did anything like that. I mean, my family would come over and like play music and play guitar, and we would all sing and things like that. And I had a few bands in the family and things like that. But when I got older, I moved to South Florida, actually, right when I turned 18 years old, right after graduating high school. And it was like taking that time alone by myself, because I had no family, no friends there really. So I just kind of moved off by myself and started my own thing. And that was when it kind of hit me, when I spent a lot of time alone with myself, and I realized what I was doing with my time, because I was always sitting down and writing songs and singing all the time. And then, you know, I actually seen this commercial on TV one day that was talking about like being an audio engineer, like, you should come and be an audio engineer. And, you know, it was talking about this school that was like local. It was really close to me. And I was like, that sounds really cool. Like, I could do that, you know? So I went and joined that school, and that was kind of where it all began. But I really think it took that alone time for me to really find myself and find who I was and what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with my life.
Definitely. Oh, wow. That's amazing. I find that amazing that, you know, when you're so young and, you know, like, you just know this is for you. Like, it's just something that hits you and you're like, that's what I'm going to do. So, I mean, do you write your own music?
I do. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I write all my own songs. You know, occasionally, like, I'll do, being in Nashville, because in Nashville they have like, everyone has writing sessions and everyone writes together in teams of like 2 or 3 people all the time, sometimes more. But, you know, I've always written solo, and moving to Nashville and doing that whole like collaboration thing, where you're writing with a lot of other people, was very new to me, but I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy it both ways, but I still love just writing my own stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. What, like, I mean, as far as like writing, like, I don't know, what's your process? Do you like, what inspires you? Is it something you hear? You just something you go through in your life?
You know, it's different like every time. Like, sometimes It might be a situation that I'm dealing with, and it might just be like a real life like thing that's going on. And then other times it might be someone else's situation where, you know, I just think, wow, that would make a really incredible story in a song, you know? So it kind of just varies, but melodies and lyrics are the things that come to me all the time. Like literally I'll just be driving in my car or just be like getting ready in the morning or something like that, like doing my hair, and all these songs just always come to me, and it's hard to catch them all. So I have to like grab my phone and like record the, you know, like a voice memo or do something along those lines so that I can like remember what I, you know, came up with, because it just, those things just flow with me, which is really awesome.
That's awesome. Now, going back to, you said sound engineering, you knew that that's something that would be fun to do. You know, getting into that world, I could only have just imagined, because I don't see a sound engineer, I don't look at you and say, wow, sound engineer, you're so beautiful, right? So, because I would think there's so many like just guys dominating in that field. Is that something that you had to work through?
You know, it is such an issue in our industry, and it's not just with the sound engineering, it's kind of like with everything, because, you know, you only have, I think in pop music, I think you have what, like 18% are women.
Wow.
And other genres, in country, I think it's like 13%. In other genres, I mean, it's just a really, really low number no matter what you're doing in the industry. So I kind of got used to that. And I always worked in the car industry before that was like always my day job, you know?
Okay.
And so that was all boys too. So I was like, I was like, you know what? It's like, I'm used to it. It doesn't really bother me. Like, I don't even think about it. I'm such a tomboy myself, I think. that like, you know, I'm okay with hanging out with the guys, because we all typically do like the same things. You know, I like to be outdoors and do like outdoorsy kind of things, like hiking and, you know, four-wheeling and motorcycles and things like that. I've always kind of leaned more toward those things that most girls don't do.
That's cool. That's really good. That I mean, I guess that you haven't really had any like situations where it kind of stopped you from, I don't know, working. You know, and I mean, for me personally, you know, with, you know, cinematography or directing, it's a lot of men. So that was something that actually is a bit challenging sometimes, you know, to be the first one on the call list.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, that's great.
Yeah, that's so true. And a lot of people don't expect that. They don't expect, you know, sometimes when they call in an engineer and then I show up, they're like, well, I was not expecting to be a female, like, you know, or like a woman, like, you know, I wasn't expecting that at all. But, you know, that's just how it is. But I enjoy it. I can imagine for you, do you kind of deal with that like, or any sort of issue where like there's like been where it's caused an issue with you being a female in the?
Oh yeah. I was actually on a set about a year ago, and it was for a feature film, and you know, I come there and they're like, hey, you put your name on the list, and they were like trying to give me the coffee to go and help people. I was like, no, I'm actually, you know, camera operator. It was really funny. I was like,
oh my god,
they're like, oh, we're so sorry, but you know, that's just kind of like, just, you know, based on what I look like, I'm like 5'3", you know, like the typical.
We're like the same height, like, well, you're a little bit taller than me. But yeah, it's so true.
I think you got me.
How people kind of just put you in a little realm of like, oh, she's here for things. Like, no, I'm not here for that.
Right. So sound engineering, like how long did that process, like learning because I see your photos and I'm just like, man, you're like with all these like buttons and gadgets. It's incredible. I would be so intimidated.
Yeah. It's a lot, you know, it's a never ending process. Like I never stop learning. Like I have to keep doing it continuously. I have to keep like learning, keep reading up, because technology changes, you know, everything is constantly changing, and it's so fast paced that you have to constantly be kind of on top of things and watching like how it changes, and, you know, kind of incorporating those things into, you know, your ways and how you do things. It's pretty crazy. So it's a long process of learning. I mean, I've been doing this for like 20 years, you know, but I would say there was probably 10 of those where I would not have recorded someone else like on a professional level, where like I was like, I don't know, you know. But in the last probably 7, 8 years more so. I mean, I guess it was probably 9 years ago, I opened up my own recording studio, and that was a lot of practice for me, like a lot of great practice and just getting to work with clients one-on-one and things like that. I really grew in that area. And then moving to Nashville, there's just so much knowledge there. And I got a scholarship to go back to school for engineering again.
Wow.
So that really helped me just go back and refresh and get the confidence that I needed even to take on like bigger artists and things like that. That really helped me a lot. I mean, Dark Horse was a blessing to me like you can't imagine. I mean, I learned so much, and so much happened in such a short period of time, and it was just a huge leap of faith going to Nashville, you know, but it really worked out better than I could have ever imagined. So I'm happy with it.
That's great. You know, that leads me to my next question, which is like, you know, you started your own production. Like, that's freaking amazing. Like, kudos to you. And being a woman, that's awesome to hear, like, that women are doing it. And I mean, like, with that being said, how was that journey? Would you say ownership is where it's so much, it's better than being signed to someone and you have more room to be like more creative?
Yes. Oh my God. Ownership is so crucial and so important to me. I mean, a lot of artists are like, oh, I got a record deal, like, you know, and they're so excited about all this stuff. And then what they don't realize later is they don't own anything when it's all said and done. And they're kind of, you know, kind of screwed later in life, if you will, like when they realize these things. But I've done so much studying and research, and, you know, I just think the biggest thing for me is ownership, and especially with production and especially with my songwriting. Like, I want to maintain 100% ownership of all my songs, of my masters, all my stuff. You know, I've had major labels look at me and, you know, approach me and things like that. But honestly, I've always been scared to do that because I don't want to lose ownership of my stuff. And I'm like, the most important thing to me is that ownership and maintaining that ownership. I want to be like the Dolly Parton of like music too, you know, where she has done so well with maintaining ownership of all her songs. And look where that's gotten her.
Oh my gosh, you know, yes.
Like, she's still thriving. She's probably financially set for the rest of her life. Like,
forever, yeah.
About anything. She's got her own amusement park, for God's sake.
I love that amusement park, by the way. Loved it. I actually was there when she first opened it. I was there when she cut I was like, oh my God, Dolly Parton. Like, she's so sweet. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, I would love to work with her one day. She's so sweet.
All right, well, I'm sending those vibes. It will happen.
Yes. I'm just right now. Take that in.
So that's amazing. Yeah. So that's really cool and good to know that people are owning their stuff, because like I was just watching an interview about, you know, like even in the music industry right now, there's a lot of people in these like 360 deals, and they look around, they've done so much music and they're not getting what they've been, you know, made from the label. So kudos to you. Yeah.
Thank you. And that's always been my goal, is just ownership, and that way, because it also allows me to make a little extra where I can actually help others too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand how important that is, just to have that ownership, and that way you can make a little more sometimes. And once you get things rolling, you get things off the ground, there's really no limit to what you can do now. Like, with the internet and all the marketing capabilities and all of the, you know, options that you have out there, there's just no limit, you know? I don't know why someone wouldn't want to do that.
Right. Because right now it's so much, right? We said social media, and then you could be like literally your own industry in a way, like with all the tools that we have. And yeah, I mean, look at YouTubers. YouTubers now are like the new celebrities, you know, so that's pretty cool. So in music, who's like, I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of people that you are inspired by, but someone you look at their career and you're like, that's kind of where, like, that's the idea of career I want. Is it Dolly Parton?
You know what? Yeah, I would say in a big way, because that's been the most important thing to me is ownership and being able to dabble in other businesses, because I'm very much business minded, business oriented person. And so like, I want to also take what I make and invest it in other things and be able to do everything that I can just to kind of make the world a better place, like you could say. And, you know, it's a process. There's a caveat to that, is that you also, you have to learn, like, how much can you do by yourself and how much, like, do you need other people? Because we all need each other. I still need other people. It takes a whole entire team. It still takes a lot of people to kind of, you know, just chip in and do everything that you possibly can. So that's the key, is like building a great team, because like none of it can really truly be completely alone. So absolutely.
I have this really fun question I always ask every guest. Like, if there was a movie being made, a biopic based on your life, who would play you?
Oh my gosh. Oh wow. You know who I love, but I don't know. You think Reese Witherspoon could?
Oh yes, I can totally see it. Yes.
Yeah. But then again, maybe I would need someone a little bit more on the wild side. Like, I don't know. I'm a good balance between like wild side and motherly. Like, I'm somewhere in the middle there. I don't know who else other than that. I have no idea.
I love it. So are you, I mean, with, you know, being that we're in this kind of like pandemic in a way still, and, you know, everyone's still kind of going through it and feeling what these situation, how are you maintaining, you know, your balance, keeping your spirits high? What are you doing right now?
You know what? The biggest thing for me was during quarantine is like, I meditated a lot. Like, I would turn on, you know, there's all these like YouTube videos and stuff like that of like healing frequencies, and like I would literally, I put my studio monitors in my bedroom, because I was kind of quarantining away from the people in my house too, because they had been traveling, and you know, I had some roommates at the time when the quarantine first started. And so we were all like quarantining from each other. So I put my studio monitors in my room, and I put on all these like meditation songs and like healing frequencies and all this stuff. And I just let it play literally for like weeks at a time. And I swear that was just so powerful. It was like, it really helped me just kind of like not be stressed out, and I did rearrange my bedroom 3 times just to like make the space a little different. I was like, oh, I'm getting so sick of this place. Like, what do I do? And so like, I kept rearranging my room and like, you know, bringing more like studio gear in. And I sat there and like, you know, would work on my music. And I started teaching myself how to edit videos. I'm not good at that. But I'm better now than I was before quarantine. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, I still need to pay someone else to do it, but you know.
That's awesome though. I mean, kudos to you. That's good. Editing, I you know, it is kind of tedious, but you know, I get it. It's, you know, you want your video out, you gotta,
Yeah, well, you know what I noticed? It's the same as like editing music. It's like you have all these takes that you have to go through, and you have to figure out like which one's the best take, and kind of mesh it all together and get the lighting right. And the balance of the lighting was the hardest thing for me. I was like, oh, how do I do this? But it was like, it's the same thing with music, you know, just kind of getting everything to mesh and sound good. And it's wild how that is, but it's very time consuming.
oh man. Oh yeah. I've been editing a few projects during this time. I'm like, so
intense. Like, it's a really intense job.
Oh yeah, sure. I was going to ask you, with, you know, are you working on any, like, do you have anything coming out, any music coming out soon, any new projects?
Oh, I'm so excited. So we are working on this song right now. It's going to be called Looking Like California.
Hey.
Since I met you in California. But yeah, it's called Looking Like California, and we're kind of shooting for like early to mid-October on the release. So I'm just getting everything finished with the mixing and the mastering right now, and putting together, the music video and things like that. So a lot of work to do in the next couple weeks. I'm going to be like, very, very busy.
Yeah. How are sets right now for you? Like, I'm sure, like, because now it's like the whole COVID like rules we have to kind of go by. Is it kind of strange now shooting and working now because everything's so different?
I mean, it depends on the people. Like, you have some people that are very adamant about wearing the mask and or not having too many people like on set, and not having too many people even in the studio and things like that. And they're super, super meticulous about that and cautious, which is great. But I'm kind of over it. And I'm like, I am not wearing this mask anymore. I'm done. I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I'm not going to get COVID. Okay. I'm fine. I'm like,
right. Oh man, I totally agree with you. I'm at the point where I'm just like, all right, well, because, my dad is like the pastor, and mom, I come from the church background. So my dad's like, hey, God doesn't give you the spirit of fear, Meosha. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Actually, there's nothing to be afraid of. Right.
Exactly.
What am I living in fear for? So
that is my take. And I will tell you though, if you watch the news too much, you will get there very quickly. That fear will be all over you. So I don't watch TV really anyway. So I've just been staying away from the news and staying away from TV. I mean, I'm not being stupid about it. Like, I'm not just pretending like it's not there and like it doesn't exist. I'm still taking precautions.
Yeah.
If I need to, but at the same time, like, I'm definitely not going to allow myself to live in fear over that. So
love that. Yeah. Last question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to get into this industry, whether it's, engineering, music, into that world? What advice would you give them?
I would say start as soon as you can. Learn everything that you can. Focus on one area. Like, if you want to be an engineer, producer, or two areas, like one or two areas at a time, and really focus in on those. Like, because like there's so many things that I want to do. Like, I want to play instruments and I want to do all these other things, but I realize my best instrument is my voice. So I focus more on singing, and I think it's like perfect one thing at a time. For me, it was just the engineering for a really long time, and the production, like dabbling in production. And it's just like you take certain times out and you focus on those specific things and better yourself in those areas. And then it all kind of meshes together and you bloom, when you balance it out like that. And I feel like you take specific time for specific skill sets to improve yourself and to kind of hone in on those skills. And then when you have it all at the end, it's like, wow, like when you put everything together and you see how far you've come just from practicing, just from showing up, just from being there. But I would say the biggest thing is show up, like be there all the time. Anytime you can be in the studio, anytime you can be around others who are working in the studio or doing anything musically, be there and get involved as much as you can. Even if it's just like volunteering, like I learned so much just by giving and being there and volunteering and helping others get their projects done or helping others run their studios. That's really what changed my life. It wasn't like all the work that I was doing on my own stuff. It was helping others. So I would say that's the biggest thing, is like being able to jump in and like help other people out and learn everything you can from those around you and just be a part of it. Just show up and constantly be there all the time.
I love that. Oh, what great advice. Show up. Thank you so very much for coming on and talking with me today. It was a pleasure.
It was such a pleasure. Such a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, anytime. Well, guys, that's the end of the episode. I know. I want more too. But until next time, live, love, laugh. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.